Hey, Soul Tribers, how are you? I pray you're doing well wherever you are, sending you the purest of love and light. As always, yes, God is for us. Who can be against us? We're blessed, we're safe, and we're highly, highly protected. So, welcome if it's your first time returning Soul Tribers, new Soul Tribers. Thank you for your love and your support. I appreciate you very much. So, here, the first card that came out, it's the moon. I've been seeing that a lot in the messages as well. It says here, pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. Move ahead confidently. So, again, the moon is, it's what we don't know. The moon is the supernatural, even it's the unknown. Things going on. And again, we know normally, I believe it's used when people are doing, we'll say they're doing things underneath the moon as well. But this is positive. Pay attention to your intuition. Again, trust your intuition, what it's saying, where God is saying to go. Don't go, move, stop. All this kind of stuff. The people you should trust around you. How do you feel when you're around people or making certain decisions? Just make sure that God is leading you and you're praying, okay? And then you move ahead confidently. Move ahead confidently. So, again, this is like faith, stepping out in faith, by faith. We don't know the outcome, but for a lot of you, there are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. You may have a decision that you need to make. There are two paths ahead. You can either go left or right, but make sure that the decision, the choice that you're making, in whether it's love, career, make sure that, again, trust your intuition. Because, again, you can have two decisions, two jobs, two offers, but again, the one that aligns more with your destiny, it's like that's the one. Celebration. Are you ready to bring new and exciting things into your life? So, again, celebration. So, number five, it's about change. So, for some of you, what you don't know, and look, the gift, and we're in that season, right? So, you're ready. God is saying you're ready to bring new. You are ready to bring new and exciting things into your life. That's awesome. And this is what happens when we move by faith. We trust what God is telling us. Yeah, at the back here, transformation. Yeah, so for a lot of you, you've been doing this work. Again, this is number 532, 5. So you may be seeing number 5, 5, as well. Reach out for the power and strength to make changes, enrich your life, and become the person you want to be. So again, it's about change. All of us have a choice, right? And so for a lot of you, yes, it's you stepping out in faith. And this is what is going to bring about this celebration. Wow, can't make it up. Right there in the back, the snake. Your intuition and healing power will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. Again, choice. Be careful. You may have snakes, deceptive energies, and spirits around you who want to tempt you and all of this stuff. Just again, a call to trust your intuition. Don't be, you know, taken over by the snakes. Snakes can be also very charming, very persuasive. So, just again, trust your intuition. Pray about it. Pray about it. Whatever it is, pray about it. Even if you get two offers to go to a party, two or more, pray about it. And God will tell you which one to go to. It's like move ahead, trust your intuition, and move ahead cautiously. Cautiously. In whatever you're celebrating. Wow. Yeah. Abundance. Number one. Lucky times are ahead of you, along with good news, success, and prosperity. Number one. Yeah. So, whatever this leap of faith, you trust in your intuition, it is going to pay off for you. Again, in the back here, it's the unicorn. Success, hope, freedom, healing, and magic are all available to you if you just believe. If you just believe. I love it. So again, belief belief kills and belief cures. I thought about. So just make sure, you know, but if we believe that we can do all things through Christ, and then you move from belief to a knowing. So all things are possible. All things are possible. So for a lot of you, here it says the tiger's eye, courage. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. So again, whatever it is, move ahead confidently. For a lot of you, you're gonna have the courage to do it. The courage has been coming out in different decks too. So a lot of you, whatever it is that you're forging onto, it will require you to have courage, be brave, to take that leap. Whether it's to be loved, whatever it is for you. Spirit is saying, pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. Move ahead confidently. Yes, so courage will bring forth growth for you. So whatever it is that you're taking that risk for, it's like it's going to pay off for you. With that emerald, it's going to pay off. Celebration. Mm. So whatever it is, try not to bite off more than you can chew, okay? It said sometimes our eyes are bigger than our stomach and that we have more curiosity than understanding. We grasp at everything but catch nothing except wind. So be careful. Do we have for celebrations? Ooh. Okay. Wow, I never seen this one. Petrified wood lost. It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. I love this. Yeah, it reminds me of like a tree stump after they cut the tree down and then the wood is left like this, open, the raw, the inner part there. Yeah, lost. It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. Yeah, it's like when you've lost everything and when you have gone through so many things in your life, it's like you're not afraid. You're not afraid to risk it all. And this is why you're going to win because you're not attached to anything. It's like, you lay it all down. You're not attached to material wealth. You're not attached to people because again, you come to realize that people come and people go, and even things that we have. So it's like when you've lost a lot of things in this life, you become attached to nothing and no one. You're just open to receive. Yeah. So yeah, so now you're free to do anything because it's like, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? So you're free. I love that. Mm. Don't allow fear to hold you back, though. The card that fell out is the Jade. Fear. Becoming fearless is not the point. That's impossible. It's learning how to control your fear and how to be free from it. So learning to control your fear. So it's saying becoming fearless is not the point. That's impossible. It's learning how to control your fear and how to be free from it. And just remember again, God told us that He did not give us that spirit of fear, but what He gave us is power, love, and a sound mind. So fear is not of God. Fear is false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. It's not from God. And so we can combat that with faith. When you get to a place of knowing God and knowing that really, like the card says, lost, but the truth is that when you're living a life on purpose, you really haven't lost anything. You only learn lessons. And so with that, you're not afraid to step out. And again, this is what is going to bring about this abundance. And for everybody, abundance is different. For people, it's health. For some people, it's their health. Some it's money. Some it's the family. It's whatever it is that you've been praying about. Not allowing fear to talk you out of your future, not allowing fear to block you from doing the work, from trusting your intuition, stepping out into the unknown. Everything that we do, and you'll be surprised, is like even you pulling out a chair and sitting down on that chair, it takes faith. We don't think about it, but it takes faith, because you have faith that this chair will hold your body weight up. If you drive, every time you decide to, whether to press the button or turn the key in your ignition, it's faith. You are having faith, and you're not even thinking about it. You just do it because it's like you have this assurance that it's going to start. When you press that microwave button, when you turn the stove on, that's faith. But the thing is that when it comes to other areas in our life, or trust in God, that's where we have control issues. But yet still we have faith in the things around us. So you have taken no loss. You only gain lessons. And because of the lessons, then you're not attached to people, places, or things. And then when you are not attached to people, places, or things, it's like, again, it doesn't matter what you lose. It's like Job. He lost his children in one day, all 10 of them. He lost his animals. Everything were stolen. He lost his friends because they were telling him, maybe what you're going through. Are you sure you didn't do something? Why God is mad with you? His wife, she told him, curse God and die. So he lost his family. All he had left was faith. Never ever lose your faith. Never ever give up on God. Everything in this life that we do, it's faith. But it's like we're so sure of those things that we do. It's like I wish we were more, we had faith more when it comes to the matters of God and what He has in store for us. Trusting, knowing that He's going to cause everything to work together for our good. I'm telling you, a gate in the back here. As long as I am breathing in my eyes, I am just beginning. I love it. As long as I am breathing in my eyes, I am just beginning. Because breath is life. It's a gift from God every single day. And this is an encouragement for somebody to not give up, not give in. I don't know what you're going through or what is happening in your life, but it's like, for the mere fact that you're hearing this message, then it means that you're alive. And we have, except for Jesus coming and dying on the cross, we have like the best gift, one of the best gifts here, the gift of life, breath. It doesn't matter how we love somebody, but when their breath is gone out of their body, it's like we have to move them to the funeral home, move them to the cemetery, because you no longer relate to that person. The breath is the key. So as long as you're breathing, you're just beginning. You are just beginning. Thank God for the gift of life. And just know that if God has a plan and He has a future for you, because He says it in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, for I know the plans I have for you, to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. It's yours. Don't allow time and what is happening with people, and you see people getting blessed, to have you triggered to want to give up on your faith. Because the truth is that a lot of people may even have more material wealth than you are, but they're not in the best of health. They can't even enjoy what they have. So we are richer than we think. And this is why I said abundance, even though when you say abundance, the first thing people think about is money. But the truth is that your health is important. And when you don't have that, it's like you don't care how much money and what you have accomplished materialistically in this life. We have breath, we have life. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Let us give thanks. And this is why sometimes blessings are not coming into our life, because we don't appreciate the what we think is little. We don't appreciate the gift that God has already given us. So it's like, hey, God is saying you're an ungrateful person. We need to be satisfied, be grateful for what we have, the little we think we have. And then that way, that will encourage God. Tell him thanks for the little that you have. And then he'll know, okay, we're grateful. We have a grateful heart. Our heart is receptive and we're ready for more. And he'll be able to show up and show out in our life. So go ahead and take that faith. Trust your intuition. Again, once you have that relationship with God, where my sheep hears and we know his voice, he's giving us those nudges as to how to move, how to navigate life. You're gonna have to be brave, be bold, to step out, into the unknown. Take a risk. Take some risk here. We can't be playing it so safe. This is what faith is all about, is jumping and trusting and knowing that God will catch us. Whatever it is for celebrations, for a lot of you, you have lost a lot. And now God is giving you a fresh new start. This is a do-over. And for a lot of you, you didn't allow fear to hold you back. And if that's you, then congratulations. We can't allow fear to have power over us, because then we'll never step out. We will never launch out. So it's because of you were fearless, then you're going to have this abundance. And for those of you, if you are fearful, just know that fear and faith cannot live under the same roof. It's like you can't have one side of the room in light, one in dark. Once the light shows up, darkness must flee. So just know that you could be blocking your own blessings by you being fearful. Yeah, so for a lot of you, with this moon card and taking the courage, is bossing up with this leadership role, whether you're a man or woman here. It's you taking the lead by faith. Because even if you're a business owner, you have to take risk. You have to take risk. Invest. You don't even know if it's going to pay off. But you're taking that risk, that leap of faith. Yeah, so for a lot of you, with the 10 of Wands in the back here, you've been through a lot. A lot of burden, a lot of stress. It took a lot for you to get to this position here. You had to be brave and courageous to be a leader. You have to be. But the truth is that you're trusting your intuition and you're trusting God's guidance. And you're confident in whatever it is that God is telling you. So this is why you can move by faith, because again, when you have gone through a lot of things in life and you learn to trust God, you just know. So when you're making moves in your leadership, in your life, in your family, in your finances, you're trusting God. It takes courage. You had to have a lot of faith to release those burdens from your past. Whatever the stressors or the stress is, you had to have courage to overcome those things. And good for you. So yeah, it's like you've had a lot of things here in life. Like I said, this is like it says, petrified wood. It's for a lot of you, you've had a lot of, could have had a lot of things happening to your life where every time you want to start over, then it's like something happens to set you back. Something happened, always happen to try to cut you down. So it's like you've taken a lot of loss here. You've taken a lot of loss. A lot of things petrified. These are things that scare you. that you are afraid to move on, terrified. Yeah. So you things have happened to you in life that really scared you, made you frightened, where you can't think or move, having you stuck in one spot. It's like life just keeps showing you your flaws, your mistakes. And it's like it's time for you to celebrate now. It's time for you to celebrate. It's for some of you, it's like hissing your teeth and saying, forget it. I'm going to work with what I have. I am going to work with what I have. Since this is what it is, I am going to work with what I have here. I am going to take a risk. I am going to make do with what I have. Yeah, and because of that, the Emperor and Empress, wow. So it's like this made, you go into this where you boss up, you balance out your energies, whatever this is that you have gone through in life here. And yes, it's like you're ready to receive now. It's like you work hard because the Emperor, this is, the masculine energy. You had to take the risk. You took the leap of faith. You took courage here for you to be this boss, this leader. And because you have gone through so many things in life, now you're open to receive. You're fertile. You're ready. It's like, and so it's like when we give up everything and we say, God, I give you everything, I release everything to you, then it's like you're open to receive. Again, you're thankful for the little that you have. You've lost everything. All you have left is the breath in your lungs. And it's like now you're like, okay, God is saying you're ready. You're ready to receive with the celebration card here. In the back is the four of wands. Celebration again, victory, stability. Again, if this is a relationship, even in your home life, God will show up and bring stability here for you. You've gone through a lot of things that scared you. And no wonder we have you move from fear. Again, when you've gone through so many things, it's kind of like being disappointed so much by fake people in my life. When I go out there in the real world, when I meet strangers who are trying to pull the same tricks on me, it's like, what are you doing? It's like if I get accustomed to the disappointment and the rejection that I've faced from my own, what you can't hurt me because I've had to deal with the worst in my life from the people who were closest to me. And that hurts when the people you love or the people you think they should love you turn on you. So then it's like going out there, you're just fearless. It's like, you trust God and you and God, you're doing this thing. You're not afraid. You're not afraid. Yeah, so in the background, you could have dealt with a lot of deception too. The lovers, but on this card, you have, like this demonic entity. You have the snake. It shows a picture of, like in the garden, Adam and Eve with the snake there. So you've dealt with, a lot of deceptive energies as well in the past. Three of Cups, third parties, people who cheated on you and all of this stuff. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles right behind it with the devil, with people trying to energy harvest, people trying to swap your destiny, people who are obsessed with you because they just wanted to take from you. Just a lot of these things going on. It could be a male for some of you. The truth, Ace of Sword, it could have been a male who was obsessed. Again, you have people who are, false, they're fake rich. All they do with the King of Pentacles, with the devil, they steal from people. This on this card, it says the enslaved man, the enslaved woman. So these are people who are working for the devil here. They come off as if, they're neat and all of this, but the things how they obtain it is through with the devil trying to steal everybody's new beginnings here by sometimes using their wand, coming across as if they're charming, but they're really sleep around. It's kind of like the energy harvest here. And I mean, just seeing this, but again, seeing the card in the beginning with the snake, trust your intuition with people who are coming into your life here, because you could be this a queen of pentacles, and then you have, you know, you were very kind to people, but a lot of you now, yes, seven of wands in the reverse, yeah, you weren't protecting yourself. And so this is why a lot of things probably happen in your life, man or woman. So yeah, be careful. Again, trust your intuition, move ahead cautiously. And the chariot came out, as I said, move ahead cautiously. Yeah, so willpower, determination. So for a lot of you, you had to move past fear, persevere, you're resilient in order for you to get to where you need to go, not allowing fear to stop you, but you're bulldozing through it. Again, temper it. It's like, yeah, you didn't allow fear to cripple you. Yeah, some of you with the high priestess, you have this inner knowing here. Some of you, you're very intuitive as well. That's awesome. But that's good. It's like you see what it is by us stepping out. Because when you're assertive, taking that leap of faith, be courageous. It's like stepping into that manly role, that masculine energy, and that boss you up to be the emperor. You're a divine masculine, divine feminine here. So it's like this duality, your balance. And again, even if it's a relationship, these are people who have done work on themselves as well. You've gone through a lot of things in life that was meant to frighten you, to scare you, taken a lot of losses. But it's like you said, okay, when life hands me lemon, I'm going to use it and make lemonade. And so you're willing to risk it all. And I love it. I love it. And because of that, now you can reap the fruits of your labor. Because all you did was make faith moves here. You're a divine masculine, divine feminine energy, or two people coming together who are divine. You have done the work. I mean, these are all the four kings, all the four queens together. So you've learned lessons across all the areas of life here. You've gone through things. You've lost a lot, whether it's in your money, your emotion, people who lied on you as well. All these kind of things. It's like you've lost a lot with your creative energy. People lied to you, manipulated you, and you leveled up in a drastic way. And right here we have the Ace of Swords. This is the truth. This is the truth. This is the clarity. This is the confirmation that you did it. And if you're not, if you're at a place in your life now where you feel as if you've taken so many losses, but again, the truth is that it will only be lesson. It's all about the way that you perceive things. Like I said, this tree, it's been cut down so many times. It's exposed to nature. It's just out there in the sun, under the elements, the sun, the rain, come, everything. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to use what I have. I'm going to step out by faith. I've lost everything. And so for a lot of you, a lot of us, when we've lost everything around us, all we're left to do is to trust God. Give him the little we have. And he's going to turn it around so that he's going to turn your mourning into dancing with that celebration. And because you did not allow fear, or please don't allow fear to block you from your future, you will have this abundance of whatever it is that you've been praying and manifesting. Just keep going, just keep, pushing, perseverance, resilience. Be determined to get to your destination. People can try to sabotage us, But unless we come on board with them, it will not be self-sabotage. We have to come into alignment with our enemies for our future not to come to pass, for our destiny not to come into in effect here for us. And I'm telling you, for a lot of you, a lot of us, we've been going through this for a while now. That it is key, it is important that you trust God. Do not give up, do not give in. I understand it's not easy. Trust me, I know. I know. Don't allow anybody to make you cower down. Don't allow fear. Yes, you've been frightened. People could be trying to frighten you, to scare you. As this empress, people could be working hard to trigger you, to make it seem as if, things are not going to be again. When you've lost everything and you have nobody, then you have the enemies who are trying to frighten us, right? To like just give up, trying to scare you so that you will go back in. But no, don't allow that fear to hold you back. Step out in faith. Step out in faith. If you are this masculine, be strong. Be strong. Whatever it is that God is telling you to do, and move confidently. Move confidently and take charge as you step out into the unknown, because it is going to pay off for you. Here we have trust your vibes. Again, thank you, angels. Today I choose to trust my intuition. Again, trusting. This is like the third card that I've seen with intuition. This one, the one with the snake, and here we have trust your vibe. Even the people you're around. Energy does not lie. Energy doesn't lie. For some of you, you could be seeing animals. That could be a sign, a confirmation for you as well. Again, be open to the way that God shows us signs and synchronicities here. Again, your inner voice, listening to God's guidance here. He's speaking, he's whispering. It's like all is not lost. Do not give up. Don't allow, again, when the enemy is telling us lies, God is also whispering truth to us. Again, my sheep, they hear my voice. We know God's voice, and we're going to move when God says to move. Drown out the enemy, drown out the devil's voice, the negativity, the fear, tactics, the I can't. That's not from God. I mean, the fear is not coming from God. So God whispers, all that loud chatter, it's coming from the devil. Yeah, just open your heart. Open your heart. Ask God to remove any barriers, any blockages that you may have, to remove fear. Again, look at it. It kind of reminds me of like Superman. It's like, you got this. You can do this. Don't allow fear to talk you out of your future here. Look for signs from heaven. Again, songs, music, you're finding things, new beginnings. God is opening up doors to change here. And it says, you're ready. I am ready. So yeah, it's like your boss up. You're a divine masculine here. Man or woman, this energy is like you're ready. You know how to fight. You know how to stand up. You know how to be courageous. It's like after Moses died and God told Joshua, haven't I told you? Be brave and be courageous. Even though at first we may be a little bit timid, but then the more you see God work and you're trusting him, then it's like, yeah, you get more courage to keep going. And then new beginnings. And there was that other card with fresh start. This one too. A gate. As long as I am breathing in my eyes, I am just beginning. So again, more new beginnings here for you. And the card behind it, I love it. The Larimar, be yourself. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Be comfortable in your own skin. And then right behind it, the great star of Africa, envy. Envy is the religion of the mediocre. It comforts them, it soothes their worries, and finally, it rots their souls, allowing them to justify their meanness and their greed until they believe they have to be, until they believe these to be virtues. Yeah, so yeah, people who are envious, like it says, is a religion of mediocre, people who settle for less. And so this is why these are the people who will try to torment your life, because again, they have nothing to lose, right? So then they want to trigger you, irritate you, and it's like, no. God is saying, drown out those voices. Listen to your inner voice. I'm talking to you. I'm whispering to you. Don't listen to what the negativities that people are pointing out your flaws. We may be alone and people want to see if they can scare us, like, go back because you don't have anybody. God is with us. There's more with us than they have with them. So a lot of people comfort themselves with envy, and it allows them to justify their meanness, why they're mean to us. They're trying to scare us and frighten us. They find a way to come up with it. Oh, they need to, because of whatever their reasons are. And then they end up believing those lies that they tell themselves. So yeah, so just be careful about people in the background who are envious, and the reasons why they have been trying to scare you and frighten you, don't want you to move ahead or forge ahead. Yeah, just keep studying and learning. Just learn from your experience here. For a lot of you, that's what you did. You learned a lot, and you study people and their behavior as well. Yeah, the miracle of prayer. Yeah. So again, your prayers have been answered. Thank you, Sandafon, for delivering my prayers to heaven. So God hears your prayer. Your prayers are answered here. The Empress. So you have been praying. And again, remember, communication. Prayer is really communication with God. And so when we pray, God is also answering us. He's speaking in our ears. So this is why it's important that we need to listen. So that way, when we're getting the signs and the synchronicities from heaven, we know that God is answering us. And in the back here, it says, shine your light. Shine your light. We're called to be the light. And again, for a lot of you, a lot of us, it's because of our light. This is why people want to dim it. They want to scare us away, intimidate us, to make it seem as if you have nothing to fight for. But that's the best time. That's the time when you have nothing to lose. When it seems as if everything you have or you hold dear, near and dear to your heart, it's ripped away from you. It's like, it reminds me of like John Wick and even other movies where you've seen the actor and actresses, they've lost their family, everything is removed from them, and then now you have the enemies behind them trying to scare them. I mean, that really level them up, and they will train, and I mean, they will kick these enemies butts, I'm telling you, because it's like they have nothing to lose. Everything they have and value, it's gone. It's gone. So it's like, no, they're like a savage. So yes, you better shine your light. Let us shine our light and share it with the world. Go big or go home. What do you have to lose? You have absolutely nothing to lose. It's like, no, you're radical. You're on fire for God. And this is why God is going to bless you, because you know what? Then it's like you didn't hold back. For a lot of people, when they lose things and they've gone through hardship in life, they go and they quail up. But when trials come and you don't run away from it, it's like you run towards it. You embrace trials and tribulations, because that's the perfect time to say, God, use me. Because it's when we have trials in our life that if we are open, that's fertile growing there. That's fertile ground for us to grow, to level up spiritually. When problems come into our life, not to run away from it, but God will use that to strengthen us in the areas where we're weak, or the areas where the enemy think they can continuously try to create losses in our life. God will I mean, he'll work with us in those areas that when you're done, I'm telling you, If it's emotionally and people think that they can continue to trick you and play games with you, God will allow you to go through that thing. And I'm telling you, when you boss up and you level up, ooh, I mean, I'm telling you, this is what, like the Queen of Swords, you have that sword ready. Ready is like, don't play with it, don't come close, because I can sniff you out. If it's in your finance, you've lost because you've given, you lent money to people who never paid you back, or people stole from you. You learned your lessons. And it's not that you don't give, but you know who you give to. You've learned your lessons. It's a lot of lessons that you've learned here, or you can learn if you're open. But again, it's all about our perspective. God is not mad at us, He's madly in love with us. And the truth is that the area sometimes in life where we're hit the hardest, that's the area that we need to work on or in. See, when we value things in our life and we hold it near and dear to our heart, it's just like when God told the devil, go ahead and do what you need to do with Job. The first thing the enemy did, he went to what Job loved, his money. So all of his animals and everything, they were stolen, his children. So this is why we need to have a healthy boundary in life, where we love things, but we're not so attached to them that if they're ripped from underneath us, that we completely, fall apart. Our foundation needs to first be built on faith, because we will lose people all the time in our life. We will lose things. But it's knowing that you're hanging out with God, and if you lose something, He'll give it back to you, because He's the center of your life. Just like Job, don't lose faith. God will give you double for your trouble here. I mean, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here to you. Don't allow trials and tribulations to let you run away from what God has in store for you. All the time, especially if you're ever hit by any storm or something like that. Sometimes people put up a fence and they think that it's strong. But not until a gust of wind come and you're like, oh my goodness, I thought it was strong. It's like you buy a piece of furniture and you have to assemble it. Before you sit on that chair, you're going to make sure you test it, or that table, you test it first. You rock it with your hand to see if it is sturdy. And what happens if it's not sturdy enough? You're going to flip it over and you're going to take that screw and you're going to tighten, the screws in it to make sure that it is firm. And it's the same thing that God is doing with us. Sometimes we think we're ready and God is saying, no, not yet. This needs to tighten up some more, because the truth is, for where you're going and whatever else is up ahead, we need to get the foundation right, so that whatever else that you encounter in life, it doesn't take us out. So the enemy will seek to come to the area or areas in our life where we're weak, or the things that we value the most, to create the most loss. So we're frightened, we're stagnant. It's like we're terrified, we can't move on, because maybe you're grieving so much. Maybe you feel as if you're victimized because you've lost everything, and now you have self-pity and doubt. But when you're able to push past those fears, and you can say like Job, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, still blessed be the name of the Lord, then you're not attached to things. And so sometimes life will happen where people have lost everything and they hit rock bottom. And if you've not lost everything, but a lot of things that you held near and dear, people that you love, you've lost them. And it's like you're down to nothing, and you're like, okay, you look around and you're like, you know what? I'm going to give it my last. It's like that last 15 minutes in the movies, where it doesn't matter how many times your favorite star gets knocked down. and they get back up. And if it's that one last sponge, if it's that one last kick, whatever, tactics that they're using. And sometimes even when after they give that last sponge and they get they remove their enemy, they may even collapse, but they got the job done. It's like they have nothing to lose. They laid all out on the line. And this is when God will come in to our life, and then he'll bless us even more, because it's like, wow, where a lot of people would have given up and given out, you stepped up and you face it. You face your challenges and life head on. You did not allow the things that you've lost. Even people who are born with limitations or disabilities that people counted out, but when they're able to use what they have, God bless them more, because you have people who can do and can be, but instead they choose to be envious. They choose to settle, be mediocre, and then they end up being jealous of the people who been counted out. The odds were stacked against them, but yet still they stood up and they gave their last shot. It kind of remind me too of Samson. How he lost his sight, they cut his hair off, and he repented, and it's like he prayed one last prayer to God, help me. And when he braced those, the columns on that building, that day he took out more enemies than ever before. It's like that last push. When you've lost it all, you can risk it all. When you've lost it all, you can risk it all, my friends. This is not the time to quail back. This is not the time to roll up. It's like finish strong. Finish strong. Just knowing that you have the unconditional love of God here. I did not give you the spirit of fear, which is under this card. I didn't give you the spirit of fear, but what I gave you is love, power of love, power, love, and a sound mind. So again, keep going. Even though you've been betrayed, even though, you've gone through a lot of heartaches and heartbreaks, I love you unconditionally. Nobody can bribe God about us. This is what I love. It's not like that sellout parent or family where people can easily carry your name to them and they will change their mind about you. No, nobody can change God's mind about us. And I love it. He doesn't take bribes and he doesn't fall for the shenanigans either. Unconditional love. You are love. We are love. We need to know that. It doesn't matter what we've done in our past. God loves us. He doesn't hold our past against us. So please forgive yourself and not allow fear of rejection or anything, knowing that when you're with God, there is no rejection. We know that it's really protection. We know that it's redirection. So we are unconditionally loved by God. We're loved by God unconditionally. Yeah, honor your beauty. Whatever it is, honor your beauty. And again, we saw the card, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Whatever your flaws and all, those are the things that are unique to you. These are the things that's going to set you apart. And again, you may be looking at your flaws and you're terrified to turn the camera on to do what God wants you to do. And when you do that, this is what is going to bring about celebration. This is what is going to bring about abundance. The very same things that you thought are your handicaps and your hiccups, they are the things that's going to help you. Again, your pain becoming your purpose, your profit. You can celebrate off of your pain. You will be able to live, to provide for yourself and your family. If this is for money, where you can support yourself. The very same thing that the enemy wants to use to scare you, God wants you to use it so that he can bring blessing to you. You see that? Be thankful for what you have. Honor your beauty. Honor your beauty. Love yourself. Don't be anybody else. Everybody else is taken. Go to God with what you have, with what we have, the little we have, and say, God, I'm ready. I'm ready to see how you're going to fashion this, how we can make this work, how we're going to make it work. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. We're all unique. But people who are envious or jealous, they don't have time to go within to find out what is their gift, talents, or abilities. They just sit back and hate on you. And even though they know that you've gone through a lot, hey, it still won't stop them either. So guess what? You may as well make do with the little you have. Little is much when God is in it. I love it. I love it for you. I certainly hope that, you're encouraged and inspired as well. Like I said, sometimes I just go with what God says. The message is, yes, I know the enemies are working. And as you can see, still even a beautiful message, envy. We have the snake coming out. The snake is also transformation as well, which is change, shedding the old way of thinking, living, or behaving as well. But we have envy, and when people are envious, people will even try to unalive you because they don't want you to come out. Again, you have a light to shine. And so this is why they want to scare you. So you're terrified, you're frozen with fear, and you don't move on. When people are envious, they want to remove you so they can take your spot. They believe that, oh, as long as you're here, I can't be me or do what I'm supposed to do. So they will go to the extreme. And these people are cold, they're heartless. Again, like the card says, these people will come up with a reason to say why they're doing what they did. I mean, they came up with a reason to as to why they were crucifying Jesus. Oh, he's blaspheming, he's lying, all these things. And they go to bed with that on their mind, thinking they're doing what they're doing is fair and it's just. So this is why too we live and we learn, and we have boundaries, trust in our intuition. So God will be able to show us the people who are liars and deceptive energies, and we can stay away from them as we navigate life and walk by faith and take our leaps and level up in our spiritual life, so that we can come into alignment with God when he remove and take back everything that the enemy has stolen from us, the cankerworm, the palmer worm, and the caterpillars. This takes leveling up. It takes a lot of work, and a lot of you, if you're willing to, this is the way to get there. We're gonna have to go through some struggles, but at the same time is how we look at those things in life. What doesn't kill us make us stronger. God doesn't want to unalive you with burdens. But the truth is that this is how we learn to be tough. This is how we level up spiritually, emotionally, financially, all the alleys. If we don't go through hardships, then we won't learn lessons. Unless you want to be mediocre. And if you're a soul triber, you don't want to be mediocre. You don't want to settle. Because again, all that is going to let you do is now be envious of other people, what they have. And we don't do that here. We work hard. We do the inner work. We heal and we level up. We don't run away from our problems, but we face them. And for a lot of you, a lot of us, yes, you have taken what seemed like a lot of losses, but really in the end, it's only lessons. Like the song says, it will be worth it after all, child. After all of these trials, we'll hear Jesus call. It will be worth it after all. We have to go through the work. It's just like you're working. You have to get through the work week or weeks, and then you get your paycheck in the end. It's the same thing. As above, so below. We have to go through these hardships. They're not meant to unalive us, but it's meant for us to learn the lessons. Not allowing fear to keep us down. You have that business idea, whatever it is, you want to start that channel. We all have a phone. Make use with what we have. All of us have our soul tribe out there. We're not for everybody, but we're for somebody. or somebody's. You're unique. Embrace who you are. Ask God to work with you and whatever your insecurities and your flaws are. Don't try to be like anybody. Don't try to plagiarize or copy people. Be authentic. If people want to copy you, let them. But you do what God says to do. You are unique, you're creative, because the God that we serve, He's the creator. So we don't need to copy anybody's work or what they're doing. We're authentic. We're authentic people. And yes, sometimes, sadly enough, it comes with the territory that, when the real ones show up, those who are fake and phony, they'll try to duplicate. But again, they can't replicate us. They can copy us, but they can't be us. They can't be us. And the truth will reveal itself. So please, step out by faith. Stop holding back as we draw to the end of this year. You don't have to wait until 2025, January, before you'd say, "Oh, I'm going to do this." No. Let's make this decision now. Because if not, sadly, God's willing, we'll live long enough to see next year again. This time, you'll be in the same position. We can't afford it. It's gonna be a year of a lot of endings, but again, endings bring new beginnings. And we see here a lot of new beginnings. God is making a way out of nowhere for us. Let us get, it said, the card said, "You're ready." Or make sure when January 1st come, you should not be getting ready, but you're already ready. My grandmother she would always tell me that. You can't be getting ready, you have to be ready. So it's like when we go to church, she would just call up on me, say a testimony. And I'm like, and she's looking at me like I'm serious. You need to say a testimony. You can't be getting ready, you have to be ready. You have to be ready. January 1st, you're ready. You already have a leg up, a head up, it's like when people are making their resolution, you're like 10 steps ahead here. We live and we learn. I love it. I love it for you. I love it for us. Until next time, soul tribers, take care and be blessed.